Hi there, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Mike, and I'm excited to share another Divi tutorial with you. My goal here is to make learning Divi as straightforward as possible. So today we're going to look and see how to add a hover animated corner button to your Divi site. So if we scroll over here, you can see if I bring the mouse anywhere near there, it hovers over and the animation triggers. I move away and it goes away. Alright, so if that's something you're interested in, just hit that like button below and let's jump right in. Okay, so I have the same thing created over here, and we are going to just create that same button at the bottom here. If you want to know how to create this particular kind of layout, you can also just comment below and let me know, and I'll do a video on that as well. Alright, so in order to do that button at the bottom, what we want to add is we want to add a blurb. Alright, I know it doesn't seem very astute to do so, but yeah, just bear with me as we go through this. Alright, so what we want to do is we also want to take out all of the content. So we don't want the title, we don't want the body text, and we also don't want the image in there. What we do want though is we want to use the icon. Alright, so we want to make sure that our first icon, I mean for me in my design, I used this one over here. Alright, so it displays over there. But what we also want to do is we want the hover. So if we select hover and hover, which one do you want? Okay, I want this one over here. So I basically just want the arrow to go from pointing bottom to the bottom right to the top right. Okay, and then what we also want to do is we want to make sure that we just add in a link over here. And then we also want to finally just jump in the background here. I just need to get the color. Okay, jump back into the blurb and background. On the hover, we want to change the background color and we want to make it this green. So it's the same as the title at the top there. Alright, now we want to go and change some of the design settings. So if we come into the image icon color, we can make that white. Let's go back here. Background, go here. Okay, that's what we want. Alright, so icon color, I changed to white. We want to make sure it's set to the top. The alignment must be to the right. And I think the top one over here, we want to set this to 80 pixels. Okay, so once that is done, we then want to go and set the sizing. So we go down sizing and we make the width also 80 pixels. Not percent, I want pixels. Okay, so that shoots it off to the left over here, which is all good because we're gonna align it later with positioning. Okay, then when we come to spacing, for spacing we want to only put in for hover. Okay, make sure it's the hover state. We want to take 25 at the top here, and we want to do 10 on the right. Okay, and then we want to make sure it's a nice border, so let's just make it 5 all around, just to give it a little bit of a corners over there. And then what we want to do is we want to jump into the advanced, go to custom CSS, module elements, and for main element we want to type in cursor, and we want the cursor to be a pointer. Alright, so if it comes in, it must look like a mouse, And for blurb image, we just want to make sure that this is set to margin bottom 0. You can also just say 0, you don't need to put the pixels. And save that. Alright, so we forgot to do something, and that's the positioning. Right, so we come into advanced, scroll down, position. We want to make this an absolute position, and we want to put it in the, so let's jump to the top left because it's top left, but we want it in the bottom right. Okay, and once that's done, I think we can go test this out and see if our first draft works okay. So we save this draft and we exit the Visual Builder. Okay, we have our arrow there. If we move over it, all right, there we go. The animation is working. All right, now if you recall, on the one that I showed you originally, it has more movement, right? It moves up, it moves down. Right, so that is all done through CSS. Okay, so if we jump back into ours, our current one, and well, actually, if we just jump. All right, so if we go into the current one, we enable Visual Builder. And we go into our arrow at the bottom, and we go to design, we go to spacing, and we go into the hover state. But actually, we want to go into the margin, not the hover. So in the margin, here we want to put in -10. That moves it down. And then we want to also go -20, and that'll push it to the right. Okay, so that's looking good. If we save that, and we save this one, and then we exit the Visual Builder again. So we come down, and there you have the movement. Right, so if we want to move this arrow up, that's also similar. We just go back into the Visual Builder, and this time we will target the padding rather than margin. So spacing, jump into okay, and we'll hit padding. So maybe push this up about 15. Will 15 be enough? Okay, let's just go see. All right, and go to the front end. We have it there. Okay, it's looking not too bad. Perhaps we probably want to push the padding more from the right, but that's entirely up to you. I mean, everything will be on how you want to style your design. But the animation is there, the functionality is there. You can see from the arrow over there, we jump into the animated version of it, and it's now pointing to the top. All right, so I hope this tutorial is interesting for you. I know it's a simple one today, but I find it's something like these simple animations sometimes can help to differentiate your site from other people's sites. So it's the small things that matter, if I can use a cliche. So if this is helpful for you, do let us know in the comments on how you've used it. Maybe share a website where you've used it on, and we can all learn about Divi together. And I'm still planning to put more Divi tutorials out as I learn more about Divi. So please do hit the subscribe button to ensure that you will be notified about them. And as always, I'm always saying is your feedback is super valuable. So do leave a comment below with any questions or suggestions for future videos. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.